That's amazing.
That's how we get
It's
it.
got a little Pharrell to it, and
That's
a little.
how we get
It's
into shoe.
really good.
He's so talented.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Greg is
So good.
saying that he never got any information. This was only confirmed with him a million times. Let's see if he wants to pop on.
I also emailed him. I emailed him the Zoom
No,
link.
he's. You know what? I love the guy, but he's really out to lunch.
He's a big personality.
He's not on this planet.
But that's what makes him him.
Yeah, totally. It's just shitty when you need to rely on him for something, which we don't. We're not. Okay. Maybe he'll pop on.
What a fun tune.
So,
I your son did that. That's so cool.
It's gonna be in my head all day.
I was listening to your song. Well, one of the big songs you got to sing on Kim Possible. That was fun, right?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Or him? We both actually ended up performing. So so the theme song is sung by Christina Milian. However, there were two songs that they permitted me to sing on behalf of Kim, you know. And there was Could It Be, which was the like movie song that like Ron and Kim and Ron and Kim like have their kiss. And that was such a big deal for the show, which I'm sure we'll get into. And then there was another one where Kim had a hidden talent and it was, I guess, singing. So they had me sing this other thing called Say the Word. And it was fun, you know? Yeah. I mean, to give her, I mean, look, I don't think Kim Possible needed to sing, like in no way, shape or form. I think they were just being nice and like, maybe they were even experimenting with musicals, you know, musical.
Well, you know why she had to sing though, is because her tagline is she can do anything.
Ah, there you go. Thank you.
So there's nothing that she can't do. So
that's a really good
point. Whatever it is, it's just she can do anything.
Included.
And also,
that's
they're
cool.
gonna have Christy Romano on. They better.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, they better have her sing.
I mean, well, you know, if they're gonna have Will Friedle on, who rapped in the '90s, I mean, I don't know if you know his one rap.
Wait. That's a true story.
That's a true story.
Yeah.
Okay. There's
No
Christy.
way.
Hi, Greg. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Greg.
Hi, what show is this again?
Oh my God.
Hi, Greg.
Hi, how are y'all doing?
You missed
Good.
it.
How are you?
You missed the opening dance.
It was fun.
Dancing eternally.
It was fun.
Greg, do you know the people on this panel? Do you know what show we're doing?
First off, let me say I'm just finishing up in Atlanta. It was insane, crazy. 200,000 people. I'm exhausted. I'm wiped out, but I'm here for you all. I love.
Wow.
Wow, thank you.
That's amazing.
I can't wait to learn more about what you all are doing.
do you know what show we're doing today?
The Shipping Show.
I know, but
Yeah?
do you know what show we are honoring today?
Look, you have to treat me like I'm one of the audience, the fans that are learning.
The face of the fans.
That's a no. So we're doing Kim Possible. Have
I
you ever
know.
heard of that show?
Yeah, of course. Who hasn't heard of that show?
It's a good show.
It's a great show.
It's a really good show. And also, Kim and Ron are a canon ship. So we have to explore that because they're actually, I mean, there aren't that many canon ships when you think of relationships in pop culture in the world. There's not that many that are canon. Even the Shigo one isn't canon. You guys are like canon ship.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about how that started. But first, I didn't introduce you guys because I feel like you don't need an intro, but you probably should have an intro. And I also want you to tell everybody how you got this part. So Christy, introduce yourself, tell everybody where they can find you on social media, and then tell us about the audition process for Kim Possible.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So, hey everybody, this is Christy Carlson Romano. I voiced Kim Possible. And I am very happy to be here because I love Tara and now Greg and Miranda. I remember being sent an audition for Kim Possible while I was filming Even Stevens concurrently while this was going on. So they had wanted, I think, to flex synergy, and they were like, hey, let's expand the pool to the kids that are already on our shows. I was 16 at the time, so I really did feel very kindred to her. And when I saw that it was a Walt Disney studio production, I was like, oh, this is going to be big. And then seeing her like actual picture was almost like it made my like heart skip a beat. You know, it was like there was something there. Actually, this is kind of an interesting question. Tara, did you audition for Kim Possible?
I honestly can't remember. I wish I could remember because that would be a great story. I can't.
Oh my
remember.
gosh, I feel like you
She had
must have.
300 auditions yesterday. So, you know,
I mean,
Yeah.
probably.
that is the sad part that I still have to audition. But I honestly don't remember. I remember thinking they wanted to put it out to like A-list celebrities, and you were on a pretty big show at the time.
For
I don't-
them, yeah,
I
for the
don't-
Disney Channel.
But that's genius to do cross promotion. It's genius. And
Oh,
also
yeah.
Yeah.
also you're a star. Like you're stunning and you're talented and you're like the total package, and
I'll take it.
that makes perfect sense. That makes
Tara always compliments me. I love her
well,
so much.
no, not always. Just when they're deserved.
Oh, well, thanks, girl.
Which is always.
Girl up.
Which is
Cop a girl
nah,
up.
I mean, not always. I mean, sometimes people are assholes, but anyway.
That's true. That is true. So that is how I came to that audition. And then I know that they had other people that, you know, Lisa Schaefer had mentioned on our podcast. I don't even remember those people that we bleeped out because she was like, let's not talk about it. I legit don't remember who she said.
Well, we can't because they were bleeped, so we can't say who they are.
I guess
Okay,
not. Oh
interesting.
man. Anyway, yeah, but they did an animatic to my take. And I think they took other people's takes and did the animatic to that. And I think that was the chemistry read where they probably matched Will and my voice. And I remember Bob and Mark saying basically that they liked that I was 16 and that they wanted to see, most importantly, that I could not only be the teenage girl, but have the stealthness to her voice. So there was like that range. And so I was happy that I was able to do that. And even over time, it became something I was able to do more and more. So I learned quite a lot.
You were like the perfect mix of kick-ass superhero chick and girly, teen going through all of the angst of high school. It was a perfect cast for sure, which is why you feel so connected to her. There's a real synergy.
100%. You're absolutely right.
You're the conduit for bringing her to this planet to make people happy and inspired. Like,
that's such a legacy. I'm so honored. Yeah,
I feel that. And wait, did you tell everyone where they can find you on all your?
Oh no, yeah. I mean, I'm a lot of places. I've been on YouTube for quite some time. Both of my podcasts, I Hear Voices, and then another one that's more mental health focused is called Vulnerable, and they're both present on YouTube. My YouTube is edit that out. My YouTube is Christy Carlson Romano. I'm on TikTok. I'm very active on TikTok because that's kind of the best platform right now to have your fans really engage with you in a unique way. And Instagram, sure, I do some thirst traps, you know, Tara, but
well, that's what we do.
We do the thirst traps. People be thirsty. They be drinking. They be drinking what we're serving.
They be drinking. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's it. Then Facebook, all the things.
Your stuff's amazing. And also you guys have a new podcast, the two of you. So we'll plug that later.
Please, yes.
Okay, Will, tell everybody where they can find you and how you came to be Ron Stoppel.
I'm Will Friedle, and I played Ron Stoppel. I was also a Disney kid. I was coming off of Boy Meets World. We had probably been off for maybe a year or two, but they like to plug you in other things. And I was actually signed to Disney to do other shows. So they bought me around to, I did like a show on NBC called Go Fish. Don't worry, nobody saw it. And other things like, do you really? Oh my God.
I remember the pilot.
So, and then it was, they like to keep things in the family. So I went in and I read, and it was that simple. It was just kind of sitting there and having a meeting and not knowing till years later that they had actually cast two other people as Kim and Ron and recorded part of the pilot.
Hell, man?
Oh, is that true?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess so.
They did.
Really?
They talked about that. So it's sometimes it vocally doesn't match. And I think it was two people that also weren't necessarily in the Disney family, and Disney is notorious and wonderful for liking to keep it within their own scope under their very small umbrella, since they own almost nothing. And just kind of, got lucked out. And I think I met Christy. We recorded the first episode together.
Mm-hmm.
And that was, and the rest is history. As for socials, I am on nothing.
Yes.
Cool.
The opposite.
It's amazing. You know what they're saying about me on the internet? Because I don't, and it's wonderful. So anybody who says they're me on the internet is lying. I have no social media presence whatsoever, and it is magical.
That's good to know. And you know what? Probably a lot healthier. And Also, good to know that you're not any of the fake people, because I'm sure you've heard of a lot of fake people.
Oh, I have
pretending
many
to be-
times.
Yeah, I hate that.
Yeah, I send him things too sometimes. I'm like, hey, is this you? Are you like a sleeper social
Yeah.
media, Twitter, whatever account? And it's not.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, I
No,
almost
that's not
met
me.
up with fake Kevin Conroy, like when Twitter was first coming out. Do you remember that?
Really?
Do you remember that?
I vaguely.
This guy got like verified as
Oh,
Kevin
that's right.
Conroy.
Yes, I do.
And he posted all kinds of inside pics, and he had stories that you either had to be an insane fan or in the room with me and Hamill. Like, he knew all kinds of crazy shit. And I was texting him, I'm like, you're my favorite Batman, and blah, 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 and all these great memories. And then I asked if he was going to be at Comic-Con. He's like, yeah, let's go get lunch. I'm like, great. And then he and I were doing a signing for something else, so I was emailing him. I'm like, it's been so fun catching up with you on social. He's like, I'm not on Twitter.
Oh my gosh, what a
Wow.
horrible
Ew.
Oh,
Wow.
and when I outed him, by the way, first people came at me like, you're full of shit, Tara. He's got a blue check. I'm like, okay, go ahead, ask him. Anyway.
Wow.
Good
Oh
thing
my
I
God.
didn't
It's like
meet up with him.
Anastasia. It's like
Yeah.
Anastasia. The queen, somebody comes out and knows all these stories about being a princess,
That's right.
and
It's
turned out to
exactly
not
like
be him.
that. That's exactly
was
like
that.
that. Okay, I have an important question, because this is the Ship It Show, so it's about love and chemistry. Like,
Okay.
Greg and I are arguably the biggest canon ship in the world, and we're kind of in love in real life. Like,
Okay.
Greg, correct me if I'm wrong. There's always been sparks. Like, we're like in love in real life.
Yeah, I mean, you got to check out yes, we have sparks. Let's say that. But seeing how many ravens there were at MomoCon, it was insane. There's more.
Amazing.
There's always been a lot of cosplayers, but there's more ravens now than I've ever seen before. So
Well,
yeah.
she's so important, man. She's touching so many people's lives.
Yeah.
He's great.
Yeah, Raven's
So
awesome.
I gotta ask about like chemistry and like how comfortable you guys were at first, how adorable you thought each other was. Like, are we getting vibes of actual love, even though we have spouses? Like, Greg and I, like, I don't have a spouse anymore, by the way, which is great. But Greg and I have always had a chemistry. We never even had sex, but we like are in love with each other. So the question for you is, how's that chemistry?
Oh my
Well, you're-
gosh.
You're engaged to my dog, Wingman.
I am engaged to Wingman. That's true.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Got it. So yes. Interesting, Will. We've never talked like this before.
Woo!
Well, let's also say you were 16 when the show started.
That's very true.
So
no, that's very true.
there
How
was
old
no
were you?
chemistry.
How old were you?
24, 25?
Yeah, he was old enough to know better.
Yeah,
than
exactly.
Stay far, far away. Even when we went to
Wow.
London, I went with my mom. We had to go, and I actually ended up getting laryngitis. But you ended up hanging out with someone there.
Oh, that's
Um,
right.
But
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of strange. So,
How old were you then?
probably like 17 and a
No,
half.
it was after Kim Possible was done that we went to London.
Oh, okay. Then I must have been 18 or 19. I divorced from like my momager situation. So I was kind of like a very young, in some ways very young, in some ways very old, like 19, 20-year-old.
Yeah.
I kind of split from my family when I was 21 and then all that stuff. But Will, I do want to say, has always been sort of a constant. We have had this sort of strange, almost like distant intimacy. That maybe he doesn't even know, but like, hey, like, let's get weird. So like, obviously I grew up watching him and I already had so much respect for him. And when I knew he was Will, there was always this like, kind of like, I need to raise the bar because I know that Will is there. And if I'm not going to do it, I know he'll pick up the slack. But I also thought that Ron's character could have the tendency to almost, like, he was such a big character that it almost leveled me up to need to be a presence. And so Will's performance, being Ron, always kept me kind of honest and striving to be better. And because I was very green to like voiceover work.
Was that
and
your
so,
first animated
oh
series
yeah,
lead?
big time.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Really?
no. Totally. Yeah, that was.
What a role.
I know there was a lot of
16.
imposter syndrome. Yeah, I think it started at 16, but then I think we really got going at like 17. You know, I think I was like hired. Hold on a second, guys. Sorry, I'm miscalculating here because I started my first filming day of Even Stevens at my 16th birthday. So, and I didn't start KP until I was probably around 17 or 18. So, it's a lot of blurry time, but I was definitely older than 16.
How many seasons did you guys have?
Will.
Well, we had 3 originally, and then even though the internet was very much in its infancy, and I mean very much in its infancy, people loved it so much that they did a write-in campaign, and we were the first show in the history of Disney Channel to go a 4th season.
Oh,
Big time.
And it
Wow.
went just because of the fan reaction. So we ended up getting a 4th season and 2 movies, right? Was it 2 or 1?
I think we had the last episode was the movie where we
That's
kissed.
right. That's
and then
right,
when
right.
we kissed, our whole 4th season was that explosive thing of like, well, how are they going to handle it now? And let me tell
Right.
you, they were so classy about it.
yeah.
They didn't like have any really, they had a few episodes where he got a little jealous. I got a little jealous.
Yeah,
like,
that was cute. I like that they explored that because it's an honest exploration.
Mhm.
And I also loved her loving him regardless if he wasn't who the cheerleader friends thought she should date. I thought that was like a really important piece for kids to know. Like, you don't have to date someone just because all the cool kids think that's the guy you should date. I thought they were both pretty important real life things that they addressed on the show.
It also gave guys like me a ton of hope. Like everyone's like, but it's true because everyone's like, oh, you were so cool. I mean, this is a true story. When I was on my first season of Boy Meets World, I was still in high school. I couldn't get a date, so I didn't go on my senior prom. I never went to prom because I couldn't get a date.
So cute. You still.
I
got to
know,
meet
like
Very
who didn't
sweet.
have a crush, right?
But-
Me?
No.
Yes. Who didn't have a crush on Wilfred L? Who did?
all
know,
the
that
all the
hair.
girls I went to, all the girls I grew up with. So
They were
I
just shy. They were just shy.
I wish that was it. It wasn't. So it did when Ron and Kim got together. It was like it gave guys like me
The
who-
shot heard around the world.
Well, you know what it was. You know what it was is that guys like me, I was always the funny kid, so I was always put in the friend zone, like instantly. So the friend zone is a very difficult zone to get out of once you're thrown in there. That's a tough transition to make.
That doesn't happen to Greg because Greg's not that funny.
See, there you go. That's a good
Greg's
thing.
Slick
He's
as
pretty
hell,
funny.
though,
Oh,
with
yeah.
that
Pretty
hat.
funny.
And
That's
that
why I
whole
said he doesn't
fit
get friend
is
zoned.
a vibe.
He just hooks up with everyone, right? Stacey?
God, that's awesome.
Maybe just cartoon world. These boys got a lot of love to give.
Yeah, no. So it gave me hope, but I want to go back a little because Christy got to tell me what she thought about me, but I didn't get to tell her what I,
I
thought
wasn't
about
even
her.
done, man. Oh my gosh.
Ooh.
So like then, right?
Oh wait, she's still going. Good.
No, I'm still going. So then like I remember coming to him when I had a really bad breakup and I was like constantly going back and forth. And it was one of the only times I got to see him in person because I had been in like New York, going to college, and then I was back in LA and I was in a kind of like really weird time in my life. And so I remember coming to him feeling very manic during our record at LA studios. And he was like so sweet and so kind. I was engaged to someone and he looked at me and he was like, he was one of the only people who was like really authentically honest with me in the sweetest way, even though he didn't really know me that well. He was like, yeah, I don't think you're going to get married to this guy. And he did it in this like cavalier, funny way that kind of made me smile, but also broke my heart. And so ever since then I was like, oh shit, like he really sees me. And obviously like he was a child actor and like we have this kindred thing. So when we started to reconnect, it was like, you know, obviously we were devastated that, you know, Kim hasn't been rebooted or anything, but at the same time, we've taken joy in doing little things together. And then at Comic-Cons, like we've really sparked up a friendship at our panels. And so that kind of is
beautiful.
what led us to our podcasting.
Did he give his okay for your current husband?
I think so.
Her current husband's awesome. Her current
'cause they're
husband
really
is
good
awesome.
friends.
Yeah. Brendan and I are good friends. I consider her husband a good friend of mine.
He is.
Aw.
He loves Will.
So
Absolutely.
so yeah,
That is
no, so
ugly.
very much.
It's-
And vice versa. They both
And
love
Sue.
my wife, by the way.
Yeah, and
exactly.
we're very enmeshed.
But
Oh.
I did not know Christy almost at all when we were
Mhm.
doing Kim Possible.
Oh my
So
gosh.
I recorded with John DiMaggio and Nicole Sullivan. we
Who's
recorded
missing?
together and Christy was in New York doing her thing and they usually wouldn't even phone patch her in with us occasionally, but normally not. So it was
Wow.
like two completely different things. It wasn't till like Christy said years later. I mean, I've gotten to do some of the coolest things I've ever gotten a chance to do in my career with Christy. Like she and I were on stage in front of 10,000 people hosting a show at the Royal Albert Hall in London. I mean, that's
Yeah.
like
Wow.
on the same stage as the Beatles. That's like pretty cool
Uh-huh.
when you look
That's
at the
really
talent that went
cool.
there. Yeah. So
Amazing.
things like that we got to do. And then we grew up a little bit. And as an adult, when I got to know her more, I had so much respect for her, not just for everything she's been through as an actor, but also as a woman. And we just connected. It's weird. We have this very brother sister thing. We're both from Connecticut.
Yeah.
We're both child actors.
Yeah.
We both like each other's spouses. We both want the best for each other. We both work well together. And we both, I think that where some of the intimacy that she's talking about comes from is, I think when you meet somebody that you work well with, it's working because you both make each other better at what you do. And that's how it's not one person makes somebody better. It's you make each other better. So in that partnership, we definitely make each other better. And again, like, for instance, we all do these conventions and we all sit on those panels, and bless you.
Thank you.
And you sit there and they give you somebody to host the panel, and they're kind of like, it's like, oh, okay, whoever this person is comes up. We did 90s Con back in Hartford.
Yeah, I hosted
and Christy hosted all of 90s Con, and she hosted every single panel.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
And we got off the
nuts.
stage. It was nuts. Got off the stage, packed house, that like at least 1,000 people in that theater.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Danielle Fishel and Ryder Strong both looked at me and went, she's by far the best host we've ever had.
Aww,
Like, she nailed it. So it's one of those things where she's constantly surprising me with stuff like that, where it's like she does something new and then she's great at it. So it's like,
of course,
it's
she's a tour de force.
She is, but there's the different stages of Christy. I did not know her well enough when we were younger.
Yeah, I just want to say, like, that's a testament to your guys' acting. The fact that you didn't have intimate time in the studio together and you still gave all that beautiful energy between each other.
Yeah.
Really
I
nice.
also think that there's like Bob and Mark really is in that relationship too. Because the writing, and
that's
I feel like,
that's Bob Schooley and Mark McCorkle, by the way, who created Kim Possible.
Yeah, and they feel so much a part of that love, because I have never really asked them, but we should, we should, like, what made them understand that intimacy between them that was growing over time. I feel like when I would get direction from Bob and Mark about how Kim would treat Ron, it was always very much like, you love him. He's your best friend, like that sort of thing. And that was in the beginning. And I don't really know why they made the choice other than fan engagement. Do you, Will, why they decided to bring us together finally?
I don't, other than, I don't know about you, but it seemed really natural.
Okay.
For the characters, like it should, like it
was like a Ross or Rachel kind of thing, right?
Exactly. Or Sam and Diane, Kim and Ron kind of thing. It was just it worked. And they always had, like we were talking about, they always had each other's backs the whole time. So I think that was kind of important.
Yeah.
So sweet.
You guys had a lot of cool art, fan art made of your love ship. Did you guys have any meeting of fans at cons cosplaying as you guys as couples? Have you seen that?
Tons.
Oh, always. They're always
Tons.
married, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't it seem like they're always in a relationship?
Yeah, it's true. They really are. I just had several
That's
couples last
cute.
weekend. Yeah, I got to look at them and I got COVID. It was a good convention.
Oh yay!
Oh no.
Okay.
So,
Other than that, any other favorite con stories where there's good Kim and Ron or Ron cosplay?
I think that sometimes the babies come,
That's
right?
it. So I was going to say
the love child of the Kim and Ron will come, and they're dressed as Kim, and it's like, it's
or
scary.
the 2 or
That's
3-year-old Kim Possible. The
adorable.
2 or 3-year-old Kim Possible is the one. Like I will look over several times now. Christy's been crying as there's been a 3-year-old Kim Possible somewhere.
Yeah, like I can't take it.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
Aw. Isn't
It's
it
pretty
nice
great.
also to inspire young girls to be strong and, through your character, Christy, and of course through Will's support of her. It's just so lovely. What about
100%.
any like weird fan art or fan fiction? Do you guys want to share anything dirty?
I've seen the dirty. I've seen the
I
dirty.
actually, there's a lot. And honestly, like so Kim's body, look at me, I'm like, okay.
How do I say this without, okay.
Kim's body is drawn, there's some that look like it's actually from like some like ex-Disney animator or something. Sometimes you've seen them and they're like so good. I'm like, who did this?
Mhm.
But sometimes her body is, I feel a little territorial over her shape of her body, because they did make her different. Like she wasn't just a waif, like she had a really beautiful like hips, and like she had a body. She didn't have like big boobs, like she had little pointy things that everyone liked to talk about. Right? Like that was the whole thing. Oh, she's pointy boobs and you can see her belly. And it was like, why are you objectifying this character, but
Yeah.
whatever. But yeah, some of the porn that I've seen of Kim has been just a little inaccurate. I'm like, she's not drawn.
I
like
love that you're like art critiquing it.
Look
Like,
at that.
I think it should be
Snipes
like
is-
She's art critiquing the porn in particular.
Snipes is throwing it
Right.
up there now.
exactly.
I've seen some of the porn. I cannot watch that for more than 15, 20 minutes.
Because
Oh wait,
that's
is it animated? Is it animated?
There is some that is actually
Oh,
animated
wow.
and really good too.
Because-
And it's
Okay.
like
See?
15
Who did
minutes
that?
because that's all it takes for you.
no, it's very strange. How
apologize.
but she has become like a sex symbol, which is odd
I
for
wonder if
someone
there's
in
an
high
actual
school.
Kim Possible porn. I've never.
Of course there is. There's every.
Oh yeah,
There must be,
there's
right?
part of-
God,
it's
somebody else
rule
Google
four.
it,
It's
'cause I'm not
what
gonna.
is it?
There
Rule
might-
34.
Yeah, and there might even be
There's
threesomes
porn of
with my
everything.
character because my character was pretty hot on Kim Possible too.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was. Wasn't her
Yeah.
name Tara though?
Pretty sure they named her for me.
Yeah, I'm
That's
sure
she
they
was
did.
a hot ass cheerleader.
So
Yeah.
hot and so cute, and their little friendship was really cute. I remember
Yeah.
your audition for the cheerleading squad. Maybe we'll plop this in later, Miranda, where she's auditioning for the cheerleading squad, and the bitch girls don't really want her to do well, and you come out and
Yeah.
you're doing crazy shit.
Yeah.
And Tara's like, it was really
Yes, I remember.
That's adorable.
Yeah, Tara was always a supporter. I remember.
I'll ask Lauren to put it in. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, it's so great that, like, I don't know, there's a lot of people who are just like, oh, like Kim Possible is like my cartoon crush, or like, a lot of people crushing on, your characters. Is that like kind
Not
of
on
weird?
Ron. Not on Ron. Ron
Not
was
on Ron?
nobody. Ron was nobody's cartoon crush.
Come on.
He was
Oh,
everybody's
like,
cartoon
true.
friend. He was nobody's cartoon crush.
Well, like,
I gotta think.
I think he's pretty
that's
cute.
not true. I gotta
Maybe
think
now
that's not-
because us nerds are taking over the world, so
Yeah.
like we're
Yeah.
coming into our own now. So maybe that'll have
it's all
something to
about
do.
the nerdy guys.
Plus,
Heck
yeah.
it did inspire a few other ships, which was there was one really cute bi girl ship that it inspired for sure with Nicole's character. There was
Yeah.
some really cute
Oh,
moments
yeah.
with her. And Miranda,
Yeah.
I think you were saying earlier that inspired a lot of girls to come out and say,
Yeah,
"Oh,
there's
girl."
there's a lot of girls that I talk to because I'm pretty sure that I'm bi, but yeah, like a lot of girls that
You're
I
pretty
talk
sure.
to, pretty sure,
Get
pretty
it.
freaking sure.
That's great.
Figuring that out.
Yeah.
But a lot of girls that I talk to who are like lesbian or bi, or they like girls in some manner, are just like, yeah, Shigo was my lesbian awakening. Like,
Interesting.
it's like
I'm a super lesbian. I'm the biggest
Oh, yeah.
lesbian ever.
You are such a lesbian. Hey, lesbian, do you want to ask your stupid question that you always ask?
What is
Yes.
it? Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Ship, marry, kill someone from the show.
Oh.
Oh.
Wow.
so like you ship two characters.
Yeah.
I mean, I already know.
Like
Okay.
as a person, you as a person, like what would you do? Not your,
Oh.
not your character.
Oh yeah, no. I feel like it's synonymous though. So
Go ahead.
I would ship Shigo. I would marry Ron, and I would kill Draken.
Yay! She knows her shit. She's
That's
a
Wow,
she You
I
came
wouldn't
prepared.
disagree. I'm
Like,
gonna go with those
ready
as
to
well.
go.
I wouldn't disagree. I think that's a pretty solid run right there.
Works
yeah,
for
yeah.
everybody.
We're
Works
united.
for
It does.
everybody.
It
Yeah.
does. It does.
Gotta
You know,
kill
it's funny.
Draken.
You're talking about the whole bi thing. I got interviewed by a big. I can't remember which. I wish I could remember the name, but by a big LGBTQ show at one of the conventions, and they talked about how Kim Possible is huge in that world. And it wasn't just Shigo. There was Shigo, and there was Senior, Senior, Junior, and there's a number of different characters that were really important. And
Can we
there's
talk
Bob
about-
Schooley.
Can we talk about surprise guests on the Ship It Show?
What?
My ears were burning, or at least Tara told me.
Wow!
that we were burning.
Wow! You pulled a fast one.
Yes. Schooly, I was just texting him. I'm like, they are talking about you right now.
We were. Please
just like,
delete everything we said about him. It's
Oh my
terrible.
Don't worry, I'll never hear it.
Oh wait, Christy, I think you had a question you wanted to ask. him.
Yeah. She's
Oh
like,
my
maybe we
gosh.
should ask him
It was so
sometime. And I'm
funny when
like,
you're like, I should ask him sometime. I'm like, actually,
Wait,
it'll be here in
finish
like 15
finish
minutes.
my question. Finish my question.
They
Now
both
he gets-
answered the same thing. You missed it.
So-
They both answered the
Okay,
same thing.
I heard that, but there's still one more new guest.
Oh, okay, yes.
Okay, Bob. This is a good question
Yeah.
to start with.
You think
Bob.
it's a good question to start with?
Yeah, let's get right into the
It's a
meat of the
question.
Ship It show.
Bob, I don't know if you've ever seen our show, Bob. We are the Ship It Show. We celebrate love in pop culture and characters that ship each other. And so you just happened upon Greg Sipes' favorite question, which is, who do you ship on the show? Which I apologize.
Shipping.
Uh,
Yeah.
Christy,
Like
you want to
two-
tell him who you guys shipped?
So
they already
it's
went.
kind of that F, Marry, Kill kind of thing that they're asking. So Greg is asking who would you ship, who would you marry, who would you kill? And of course I had to say, and Will backed me up. We would ship Shigo, we would marry Ron, and he would marry Kim, and we would both kill Draken.
Yeah, shipping on this show is kind of a loaded question because it's like that's what they do on everything. There's a big Shigo Kim shipping community out there, and I love them. And obviously we shipped Ron and Kim from the beginning because it was sort of built into the show. I mean, we always knew where that was going to end up. And
Did you? You always knew? Did you
Oh, yeah,
always?
yeah.
You
Wow. Okay.
Okay. That was
Yeah.
my question.
It took a while to get there. I mean, that was the fun part. But yeah, I mean, and to the point where, we thought we ended it really nicely at 65 episodes with them getting back together. And then they came back to us and said, you want to do more? And suddenly it was like, oh, okay, I guess we'll explore what they're like together now, which was fun,
Yeah.
That's well, it's kind of what you were going to ask him. Go ahead. Actually, let me just first introduce Schooley. In case you don't know, he is Disney royalty. I think you've written every Disney feature that goes to series. You've written on every single one, correct? Am I wrong?
Yeah, pretty much. Lilo and
Yeah.
Stitch, I don't think we did, and maybe Emperor's New School, but other than that, a lot, yeah.
Yeah, he's a legend, in case you don't know him, and we're so grateful that you came on. And also,
The
you're a
legends
legend.
don't know. That's yeah.
You are also a legend on Twitter.
Yes, he is.
Love your Twitter. I just, you're so brilliant. And even this week, I retweeted something you did. You're so brilliant. So please tell everybody where they can find you on social media before we get to Christy's question.
Well, for cartoon stuff, it's Bob _Schooley at Twitter. And for non-cartoon stuff, it's R Schooley at Twitter. And the non-cartoon stuff tends to have a lot more followers these days.
You're so bright. You're so
Don't
bright.
mind me just following you on the Twitters.
Yeah, no, he's brilliant.
You will
Okay,
not
Christy,
be disappointed.
Go ahead.
Oh no, so the question is, I mean, you partly answered it, Bob, insofar that, Will and I didn't know the future, and you may have mentioned it to either one of us, but I don't think you did. Will, do you remember if the guys?
I don't remember. I don't
Did you
think
let
we
us in
knew
on
we were gonna end up getting together.
I don't know. I mean, you guys were young. Did you care at that point?
Young actors happy to be working.
Yeah.
I think we got more and more
people.
invested. I think we got more and more invested about those characters over time, though. I think by the third season, I don't remember when you said, I think it was at the beginning of the last season, you told us, hey, so like this is happening and, the fans are talking. I remember Bob telling us, these fans, they want her to change her outfits. And it was so frustrating, but you were like, I guess we're going to do it. And it's a big deal because mostly Disney doesn't change the outfits of their, iconic characters or whatever. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. No, we, Kim actually had and you can find it on the internet. People have collected them all. A lot of outfits for, because usually a cartoon character has sort of that one thing they wear.
Right.
Yeah, it was bold in its day.
But I mean, she's such a complex character with so many facets. Of course, she would wear a bunch of different costumes.
Yeah, I mean, part of the whole Kim thing was, from the very beginning, it was incredibly implausibly comfortable in action and, normal at school with all the same kind of awkward things that everyone goes through.
It's such a beautiful concept too. How did you and McCorkle, how did you guys come up with the show? Give us a little bit about the backstory.
Before you go any further, I got to split. I got to catch a flight to New York.
Bye,
One
Greg.
master shows up. Robert
Bye, Greg.
shows up. Another master leaves. Wingman.
Bye.
Bye, Greg. Have a safe flight.
Thanks, y'all.
Stay safe.
That's awesome. Later, somebody's gonna have to tell him he was here.
Yeah.
Hey, Greg, you were here.
That's funny because it's true. Schooley, tell us your inspiration.
Well, we've told the story a million times in the press, but it was basically we had heard Disney Channel wanted a show, an animated show from TV Animation, which hadn't done one just for them. The Proud Family they had, but that wasn't made at TV Animation at the time. And we were in an elevator, and Mark just out of the blue said, "Kim Possible, she can do anything." And I said, "Ron Stoppable, he can't." And, it's one of those things that sounds like a made-up story you do for the press, but it really is what happened.
Was it just the two of you on the elevator? That's always what I was curious
We
about.
have no witnesses.
Yeah, no, but I just meant if there's somebody else there, like, what are they talking
What
about?
are
Yeah.
they talking about?
Um,
It's literally an elevator pitch.
yeah. And then we pitched pretty much that, and it went amazingly well from the get-go. And I think we realized like 2 years from the pitch to it hitting the air, which in development time this time is like a blink of an eye, because now everything takes forever. But it was just one of those things. It just sort of grew out of that initial pitch, and everything fell into place incredibly well on it. The only thing we tell the story is the only wrinkle the network had at the time is, can you give somebody a pet? And we were like, well, that's kind of a lame note. And that's when we came up with, I had seen naked mole rats in the Philadelphia Zoo and how much little kids love them. And so we're like, well, let's give them the weirdest pet we can come up with. And that
Perfect.
And Nancy Cartwright is the voice.
I mean, that
Perfect.
was, that was actually Tom Schumacher at Feature Animation at the time suggested her. He's like, she can do more than Bart. And she was fantastic.
Yeah. Oh, I love that story so much.
So
I
cool.
know everyone wants to know, is like there a chance they would ever do a reboot again?
We're trying.
Yeah.
Actually, we should tease what's to come. Don't you think, guys?
Oh, do you guys know something I don't know on my show?
Impossibler.
Oh my God.
This is what happens when podcasters cross over. So we are celebrating the 20th anniversary of Kim Possible, and we were able to get everyone coordinated for us to film a little scene. And we're excited. We're gonna have Bob, Mark. Sorry, I'm like mom braining it over here. We're gonna have Bob, Mark, we're gonna have Will, we're gonna have Lisa Schaefer, and we're going to have Nicole and John DiMaggio. So, and myself.
And you're going to be there as well.
I'm going to be there.
It might be a new Kim Possible scene too, something that the people have never seen before, so never heard before.
So this could kickstart a new season.
Or get us all fired even worse, which is possible.
Slice of life, Kim Possible.
All that matters is, yes, sorry, Bob, go ahead.
No, we just hope that, people tune into it on D+ to see some of those old episodes, and maybe, the 20th anniversary will bring some attention back to the property.
I mean, everyone's still here and healthy and gorgeous. Why the hell not?
Yeah, and that won't last longer for me.
Hello.
So,
Hello.
Jeez.
By the way, I was looking at some fan questions for you guys, and of course, someone says, for Will Friedle, why the fuck don't you have a Twitter or Instagram account?
Because I find it weird. Where your whole job is to go get followers. Like, I find it weird. It's not
your thing. It's fine.
It's not. I was on it for a while. I was on it for a couple years, and there was some really darkness that just came out of it.
There's a lot of fucking darkness.
I did not want to wade in the cesspool anymore. I just couldn't do it.
Okay, so I will ask another question from Leo DePrince, because it's a good question. What was your favorite moment in recording the show? So that'll be for the three of you. You can take it, whoever wants to go.
Oh, Bob, you go first.
Geez. I mean, obviously loved everything with Ron and Kim, and when we hit you two guys, because we had other actors doing it initially and it wasn't really working, and then it was like suddenly it clicked. But I got to say, in terms of thinking back, and something I wish we could do again, was Ricardo Montalban. It was just amazing to bring him in and have him do his thing. Was just so much fun.
I love
we had a lot
character.
I mean, he was just great. But
He was so good. Did he enjoy doing it too? Because it seemed
I
like
think
a character.
so. I think
Uh-huh.
so. I think he got it. What he was, and he took it very seriously. The way whenever you bring in an actor of that generation, it's like no matter what they're doing, it's the most important thing right now. So it was a lot of fun.
Aw,
I'm
love that
constantly
so much.
amazed at the talent that was on that show.
Like Tara Strong.
Like Tara Strong.
Oh my
Like Tara
goodness.
Strong.
But no, I was just Googling somebody randomly the other day because I was like, oh, guy who's in the news for something not so great. And I was like, oh, man, geez, his life hasn't gone. Oh, Kim Possible. So it's just like, it's like everybody was on that show. And when we had Lisa on I Hear Voices, Lisa Schaefer, she's telling us all these people that we, of course, never got a chance to be in the room when they were recording. And we're going, oh, come, like, what? Like, they're what? There's just one person after the next of these legends where it was just.
I mean, Debbie Reynolds was
Debbie
great.
Reynolds.
Wow.
Demi Reynolds
Wow.
was so good.
Cool. That's cool.
That's amazing.
Insane.
Really
Wasn't Dakota
cool.
Fanning was on?
Bing Rames.
Yeah.
Bing Rames. Yeah, it was just
Bing
one after
Rames?
another.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of in the
Wow.
time episode we had a lot of fun with that too.
Oh. So cool.
I love that. I love that. Okay, Christy, how about you? You got a favorite memory?
Oh goodness. Oh boy, that's hard. That's hard to say. Everything was just such a positive experience from it that I really, it's like choosing your children. I can't really.
Yeah. I get
I
that.
can
Just
tell
like
you, I can
a
tell you-
moment.
Okay, I think that recording the Epcot ride that we did, that was very cool.
Whoa,
That's
what's
so
that?
cool.
What's
So there
that?
was at Epcot, you essentially, before they replaced us with Phineas and Ferb, we were the founding technology placed into all over Epcot to save the world.
Wow.
And there was remote technology on a communicator that would beam to things that would be popping out of the wall. And like we had a whole mission that you could do. And I just thought
kids
that
got
was
a
so
communicator.
cool.
Yeah, kids got a communicator. Well, because
So
it's
cool.
Epcot, which isn't for kids. So it's like, hey, kids, we're at Epcot. Do you want to go to fake Belgium? Like,
Yeah. Well,
wow,
mommy drinks a
that
big old
sounds
beer.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, great.
That
wow.
sounds
No, you know what?
amazing.
But isn't
Fake
it so true
Canada,
that
like,
anytime
great.
anytime, isn't it so true that I mean, I know this is true for you and Will, Christy, like you just get such a kick out of something when it's like a ride that your voice is in, or
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
park
It's
or
like having
something.
having an action figure with your voice
Right.
in it. Just
Yeah, and that's the other
somehow
thing.
makes it real. I don't know why, but it's somehow
All the
makes it real.
toys, all the
Yeah.
toys and all the things, all the Happy Meals, like all the stuff that my mom has saved
Aw.
and I've been able to
Aw.
show my girls and stuff. It's just like, that is definitely the highlight of that all.
I
Yeah.
love that. I have a lot of toys too, as you can.
Oh, I
see.
bet. I would
Yeah.
hope.
So I got
Right in the back.
just some right there, some right there.
Well,
Yeah, no, mine. I wish I could have gotten a chance to record with Christy more, but she wanted to get educated.
I don't know. What did I
So
do?
went to college. Sitting in the room with John and Nicole most of the
Yeah.
time was just so much fun. Those sessions were some of the greatest sessions I've ever been in on any show I've ever done. When John DiMaggio and Nicole Sullivan are riffing with each other and you just let them go, you just want to sit back and let it wash over you like a sunrise. It's amazing.
aw.
So watching that and being a part of that was pretty outstanding.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then again, growing up and doing when we got older, doing the thing at the Royal Albert Hall in London, that was really cool because that's an
Yeah.
experience you never, getting to host a show there was amazing. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
stuff
once
like
in a
that was-
lifetime.
And
Yeah.
also
Bob-
seeing in real world how much you guys have inspired other people and
Yeah,
influenced
I
kids,
mean,
and also multi-generational. Like your fans are new fans are the same
It's
fans
nuts.
from years ago, right?
Well, I remember we're
Yeah.
sitting there in London and we're at the backstage of the Royal Albert Hall and they're starting the whole, called the Disney Kids Awards over there. And all the lights go out and you heard the doot, 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 doot in the pitch
Yeah.
blackness and the place erupted. And then
Oh, I'm getting,
these
yeah, I remember.
ropes dropped from the ceiling and all these acrobats dressed like Kim Possible
Nuh-uh.
like floated
No
down from
way.
the ceiling. It
Uh,
was
They had a budget.
sick.
That's so
Yeah.
cool.
The whole
But
theme of it
was sick. It
Kim
was
Possible.
the whole theme
Remember?
of the show is Kim Possible. It was
The
nuts.
whole
You could
of
do
the
that
awards.
today.
That's
You could do a
amazing.
live Kim Possible today and kill it. I bet. I love
You
it.
could,
Honestly,
you could. It would just be
it's-
like,
Yeah.
if as long as it's not like Spider-Man Embrace the Dark or whatever that.
Oh
show
my
was.
god. Oh no.
God,
No. I'm not suggesting
No.
a Broadway show. No.
Exactly.
But I know, Robert, you don't have much time, so I just want to ask real quick, too, one more quick question about their chemistry. You said two people were playing at first. It didn't feel right. We've all been in those situations where it's like, oh, now from the pilot to here it's new. What was it about Will and Christy that it was just that right chemistry that you're like, these are the stars of my show? Can you share with anyone about that search and how that felt?
I think it was, I mean, our theory was that both of them had been doing sitcoms since they were so young. They just had this innate sense of timing of how to sell jokes. Whenever we do audition copy, we definitely put in some jokes that the actor has to kind of get it to sell it. And Will was like the only one who came in and found out where the jokes were. Christy had that sort of, dry
Straight
sarcasm.
man. Straight man, yeah.
Straight man that played off it so well, where, in a way, the whole thing with Kim is she's very serious in action, and you needed to sell that. So it was just a sort of, it was a reversal of sorts. That Will was kind of the damsel in distress character most of the time.
Yes,
Loved
I like
it.
that.
Loved it.
Yes. And she
Loved it.
always saved it.
Yeah.
He's always
and-
losing his pants.
Yeah.
I love that so much.
Yeah, the pants thing we did in the pilot to test with kids, and it was like, all right, we're going to be this cheap and go for that lap.
Yes.
And it
Aw.
did, it worked, and then we just sort of kept doing it because it was so stupid and fun.
Aw, stupid and fun is so important.
The
Yeah.
thing that the toy you actually can place in the back of the window of the car with the Ron Stoppable literally has droppable pants.
Shut up. Is that
It
real?
does. It's
I don't
real.
I
It
don't
does.
think they would-
Yes,
they
it
would
is.
put that
Well,
out now.
Yes,
Okay.
it is. I
You
have it over
Go
there.
Go get it. Go
Hang
get
on.
it. Yeah, go get it. That's
We need to see
happening.
this. This is very
Right.
important.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they would be able to get that through standards and practices today.
Oh no way.
I think you can do some
Absolutely
things
not.
now that we couldn't do then, and then you can not do other things we did then. Now it's
Yeah.
So
Standards
true.
change in
So
20 years.
true. So true.
Yeah, it happens.
Aw, I love that so much. And also before we go, Christy, I want you to have the opportunity to pitch your podcast that you're doing with Will.
Oh, naturally. Okay. I should wait till he comes back, though, shouldn't I? I
Nah,
feel
screw it.
bad. Okay.
looking
Okay.
for the droppable pants are on, right?
Yeah.
So
Droppable,
basically,
stoppable.
after our panels have been going so well, here he is. We're pitching IHV. Oh, he doesn't hear me.
It's
Hey,
still
we're
in the box.
pitching IHV. Oh, there it is.
Oh.
Okay.
Still
in the box, but the pants can come down. Thank you very much. Of course, it's still in the box. I am not Christy. I don't open my
Oh,
toys
no.
like a crazy lady like she made me
Oh,
do
that's right.
on her first show.
On
She
my
handed me
first-
one
my
of these and
goodness.
she's like, we're going to open them up and play with them. I was like, oh, so the show is called Destroy Will's Life. Awesome.
Oh man, you blame Brendan. He was like, "This is gonna make good TV. This is gonna get a lot of views." Basically, we love panels together, but that energy is sort of brought to life with I Hear Voices. I Hear Voices is a podcast that we launched. How long ago, Will? How long have we been doing it now?
It seems like 5 years, but we actually, I think, have 9 episodes out, 10 episodes out.
Yes, we do it in studio in downtown LA. We get a little place there, and we get the most amazing, iconic guests. Our reunion is going to be hosted on that podcast, and that looks to be coming out on Good Morning America. We're going to be going on that, and we're gonna give exclusive access to that, right? What
Yeah.
else about IHV?
That's amazing.
So
Yeah.
yeah, we're essentially, Christy said to me, I'm in this side of the industry and I don't know a whole lot about it. I want to learn more about the voiceover world. And I was like, well, let's go. So we have all the best voiceover talent in the world coming on our show. It's been pretty great. Yeah, we did the first 8 or 9 in studio, and then we've had to do a quick batch of them remote because of all the spiking and everything else going on. And then we're going to go back into the studio when we can all just sweat and yell at each other again and not have to worry about all that good kind of
And
stuff.
where can everyone find this podcast?
It's everywhere where your normal local podcast stores. You can get it on Spotify and Apple Podcast and all the other kind of places you would find a podcast. So we've been great. We've had some wonderful people on. We've got even more wonderful guests that we've already recorded, and the episode hasn't come out yet.
Like who?
Gee, I don't know, Christy, who just joined us not too long ago.
Man, Dan Povenmire, he was really great.
That's what we're talking about. Dan
Wow.
Povenmire. We might have had
Oh
Tara
man.
Strong,
Oh,
Tara
yeah.
Strong,
Oh yes, we don't. Yeah,
Tara
we don't know how
Tara.
to
We're going to
title
talk
it.
the whole Tara Tara debacle as well, by the way. We're figuring this out.
Oh God!
But
it's
we've
so
got some
funny.
pretty great stuff coming up.
That's exciting.
and we're very
I hope
excited.
everyone checks it out.
You want to wrap it up, Will?
You want me to wrap it up? Okay.
You do it.
I am not on
Wrap
any
it.
social media whatsoever, which is
they're
absolutely
they're
wonderful.
hating
Oh,
you
yeah.
for that, by the way. They're very.
Give your
angry.
home address.
That's fine. That's fine. Yeah.
Give
If
me
you
your
want to
home
find me,
address.
come to a convention, come say hi in person, and we can talk to each
Yeah.
other as humans were meant to talk to each other.
Yep.
Or you can come listen to us on I Hear Voices, which I said is on Apple and Spotify and all that good kind of stuff. So that's where you
Mhm.
can find me. That also, Tara and I have a new movie coming out, or as just came out.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Just came out. This is the DC Superhero Girls Mayhem in the Multiverse.
It's such a good.
Yes.
Movie. Really,
It is.
really cute.
We really had a blast doing it. It's awesome. So go check
That's
that
so
out right now.
cool.
Yeah, it's a ton of fun. So
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
there's all my plug-in.
Yay! Yay!
And you know the
Okay.
joy is all these. You said all these people are hating me on social media. I'll never hear about it. Yay!
No, I'm
So
joking.
never
I'm-
know.
I'm
Yeah,
joking.
look at
They actually really love you. Is why they want to connect with you.
Oh, that's very sweet.
Yeah. Okay, Christy.
Yes. I teased it already. It's that 20th anniversary reunion. It's going to be live June 7th. And Bob, thank you so much in advance for being
Thank
there
you,
and
thank
for the
you.
beautiful work that you've done on the scene that we're prepping right now. It's hilarious. and
It's hilarious. Oh
I
man,
mean, I've been
I
laughing
can't
for
wait.
days. Yeah, guys, make sure you tune in too. We love you guys.
I
and-
can't wait to see it.
it
Okay,
brought
adorable.
me right back
Back
to the
in
show.
it.
It's
Right back in it.
unbelievable. It's
Oh.
unbelievable. I
Those
cannot wait.
characters, when you write them, they come back fast. It's like
Did it feel good to write it? Okay, we'll ask all this on our
Yeah.
show. Sorry,
Yeah,
sorry.
save it for
You
the
guys
That's
gotta
such
tune
a
in
special
our
feeling.
podcast.
Well, because they are already entities. They are you. It's like putting on an old. It's like
They live in you.
tra-
That's what you
yeah,
said, Tara,
you're
right?
just- right.
Yeah.
You sort of become symbiotic with these characters, and when you bring them
It was
back,
unbelievable to
feels
read,
very
though. I mean, it
natural.
was seriously
Yeah.
unbelievable to read. It brought me right back. It was so cool.
Aw, I love that. I love you guys so much. Thank you so
We
much.
love you,
for
Tara.
Thank you for
taking
having
the
us
time
on.
to come on.
Thank you
today.
guys for
You're
coming.
awesome. You're